Hey everyone. Okay, so we are back. Okay, I got this, you guys. Welcome home. I know last video was a bust and oh my gosh, I was discombobulated. I really was. So sorry about that. I have no clue, but I feel better. It's kind of funny because I don't know how. Okay, so I have my colonoscopy tomorrow, which I'm not sure if I'm going to upload this tonight or not. So you may be uploading it tomorrow, which is the day of my colonoscopy. My second in 2 months, right? So I am so lucky. So yeah, oh gosh, you guys. But you know, everything is for a reason. It's fine. It doesn't hurt. The only thing that's annoying is drinking the medicine. So that is my only complaint, and that will forever be my complaint, is why do we have to drink stuff in this day and age? It's 2024. Why are we drinking stuff? So that is my biggest gripe. And so yeah. Okay, this is the week that you guys get to meet Talwin and Anvil. So I don't know what week this is, so I'm going to be excited to, I think this is October. So they're almost a year old with us. And a year old doesn't make a difference. They are a pain in the butts. So, okay, so I will tell you guys that I am exhausted. And I have been exhausted for a while now. And it is because of these two. These two right here. This one likes to eat the house. This one will eat anything that she can. So she has even eaten, that sounds weird, a rubber glove that we had no clue that was even on the ground or anywhere that she could get it. So that was a lesson learned, and luckily she got rid of it and she pooped it out, luckily. And yeah, she will eat anything that is not tied down. She is a pain in the butt, so we have to be careful. Then this one right here likes to poop and pee everywhere. So, and she still does. Thank God we have hardwood floors. And that is exactly why we have hardwood floors, because of them. Because of puppies. And she is 2. She is 3. This is the mom. This is the daughter. And yeah, so I named them. Their names are Talwin and Anvil. So just like an anvil, A-N-V-I-L, but we spell hers A-N-N-W-Y-L. Oh my gosh. And yeah, W-Y-L. And then Talwin is T-A-L-W-Y-N. And if you are a fan, because I know some of you guys are fans of the same books I read, then they will be familiar to you. And the familiarity of it, wow, look at me trying to be all big girl, but no, it's not going to work. It's a mother-daughter from G.A. Aiken, G.A.Aiken, A-I-K-E-N. And look at me spelling everything out today. What the heck? I think I got my preschool letters going on. And so, but yeah, so because they're a mom and daughter, and they're pretty tough because they've lived a really bad life. And yeah, so they are labeled as miniature bulldogs. And so she is about 35 pounds. And yeah, they're pain in the butts. And I will forever tell you this throughout the whole video, that they are pain in the butts, because I am exhausted. I don't know how people who are in their 40s have newborns. I have no clue how these women do it, but kudos to them, because holy crud, I had to hire a housekeeper to help me out. And I am a housewife, but I needed help because my house is destroyed. It's completely destroyed, you guys. They just are awful. They're awful. They run amok. They really, really do. And it's like having toddlers, you guys. And that's why I say, if you're in your 40s and you can do this, whoa, good for you. Because boy, oh boy, I cannot. Because I do not get to sleep anymore. It's just like having newborns. You don't sleep through the night anymore. You have to get up. You have to take them potty. And it's usually 2 to 3 times a night. So you're talking, you know, I go to bed at midnight, I have to wake up at 2:30, then I have to wake up like at 4, then I have to wake up at 5, and it's just like, it's just crazy. So there is no rest. So I'm always tired. Put that with all my autoimmune diseases, and then being, you know, recently diagnosed with diabetes, and it's just, and then, you know, trying to control my sugar and everything else, and oh yeah, I'm tired, you guys. I am tired. And you know, my mother-in-law, she raised Tim has Tim has 3 brothers. He is the 4th. So he has 3 older brothers. And the oldest one had kids. They had them later on in life. They just wanted to be called mom and dad. They didn't actually want the responsibility. So there's nothing I wouldn't tell them to their face anyway. So hey, she says, I watched your video and you said all kinds of crud about me and my kids. Well, yeah, I did. It's nothing. That's not the truth. But I'm just saying, okay, what my moral of the story is that my mother-in-law is the one that raised them. And my mother-in-law is, you know, almost 80 years old now. And so, you know, they're in their 20s. So she was in her 60s, and you know what? She used to dress really nice. She used to sell Mary Kay. She used to be really like dressed up and look good. And then she started raising these 3 girls. Is it blurry? There she is. Then she started raising these 3 girls, and next thing you know, she has mom bun going on. She has the sweats going on. She has all that stuff going on. And I always was like, I always felt bad for her, because I'm like, you know, old people should not have to raise their grandkids. And yeah, and it makes you old really quick. And yeah, she looked horrible. And I was just like, no, thank you. I'm like, that is just too much. That is way too much. And so, but now I feel her. And I'm like, kudos to her, because here she is in her 60s. And she's raising 3 girls that are, you know, pretty much, you know, not back to back, but they're within like 2 years of each other or so. And, you know, she was doing it. And I'm like, whew. Yeah, girlfriend, you did good, because I could not, because I can't even deal with puppies, you know, and I'm like, whoa, no. So my life is just like chaotic, and I got the mom bun going on. I got the dark circles under my eyes. I am just rocking that mom the old vibe, because I cannot handle this. I really can't. And whew, you guys, good for everybody else who can, but I cannot. I'm tired, you guys. And yeah, and Tim's at work all the time, so I'm a single mom, and it's just like, it's just crazy. So this is all of them underneath. This is where I craft, right? This is where I PL my main craft room, and that's all of them on their cots. So this was their first time being under, you know, to know that this is where I'm at all day. And so they were all spread out on the cots. It was really, really cute. So they took to it. Fish to water. It was great. So far so good. We were getting along. Everything else was great. So, you know, we're all doing good. But, yeah, so anyways, you guys, so Talwyn, the youngest one, we noticed that she was pooping weird. And we're like, okay, what's wrong with her? Why is she pooping weird? It looks painful. So we don't self-diagnose, we don't Google, we take them to the vet, because we do not adopt and self-diagnose. So we adopt, and we'll take them to the vet for every little thing, because that's what you do as a parent. And so we took her to the vet. Vet did x-rays. He's all, well, you want the good news or the bad news? We're like, oh gosh. He goes, well, there's kind of really not that much good news. He's all, her spine, she basically has birth defects. Her eyes are blue, and she's like one of those blue merles, I guess, is what they ended up overbreeding her. And so to get that blue merle look to her, so that's what she's kind of resembles. And so with that came birth defects, and so her spine is messed up. And we're like, oh man. So we're like, okay. But okay, I know I remember telling you about the pooping and then putting my finger in the hole and all that stuff, right? Okay, so so you guys know this. So you guys already know this. Okay, so let me just not, you know, if you watch all the videos and you already know all this, but I'll tell you about the diagnosis, and I'm not sure if I told you about that or not, but anyway, so that's when it started with whole, you know, doing the stool softeners, doing all that stuff, right? Or taking this medicine, this liquid medicine. And so that's why we have poop all over the house, because she cannot get it out in one fell swoop. So we have to, and then plus it doesn't come out of her butt. So we also have to wipe, like a toddler, we have to wipe butt. So yes, so in all aspects, it is having a toddler, because I have to, we have to, if Tim's home, wipe butt before she can, you know, come in. Then she has poop fall out of her butt, and so that also happens, you know. So there's poop trails sometimes on the ground. And so yeah, so we have paper towels, we have toilet paper, we have sanitizer, we have gloves all throughout our house. And you know what, quite honest, this is Dory checking her out, quite honestly, it is fine, because without us she would have died, because her being plugged up is a major health problem. So, you know, everybody poops. You guys, if you've been a parent or you've been a child of a parent who actually read to you, then during the time of Everybody Poops book, then it's okay to talk about it. It's okay, I promise. And so so you have to, and it's part of, you know, what you need, what your body, everybody does, right? And so yeah, so without that, which takes medication, it takes time, it takes everything. And so yeah, so, and you have to be on it in order to make sure that, you know, they're all good, and that she's all good. So yeah, so that is, it has been almost a year, and it has been non-stop chaos. It's chaos. It really is. I mean, I seriously just like to go to Disneyland for the day just so I can have a break. I'm like one of those moms where it's like, okay, for Mother's Day, you know, those crappy moms who are like, oh, for Mother's Day, I just would like for everyone to leave the house. And I just want my own alone time. I'm like, no, take me out to breakfast. I want food. Let's go, you know. I never wanted to be away from my kids. But with these guys, I'm like, can we go to Disneyland for the day? And yeah, because I need a break. So, but it's a difference between having, you know, dogs and human children. So, but yeah, I'm like, oh gosh, you guys. Look at my little raccoon. That is Ash. And Ash is watching them too. He is totally watching them. So it's so cute. I love this layout. It's so like fall. It's so fall. And it's funny because we're in fall now. So I'm like, oh gosh, I am so far behind. And I didn't tell you guys, but my printer, my Epson printer, PictureMate, it died. And so that I haven't been able to print it. I went to go print out all my pictures for 2023, and yeah, it won't connect to my phone. It won't connect to Tim's phone. So I have to get a hold of Epson tomorrow and try and get help. If not, then oh man, you guys, I can't really afford another printer, because we got 2 trips this month to go on, and then another trip next month and stuff. So I'm like, can I really afford one? Not really. So I don't know what to do. So I might just use Walmart or something. I don't know what to do, you guys. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need a printer. And yeah, so I can't print out any of my pictures. I wanted to, but I haven't been able to. So this is them all on the bed. This is them learning that we all sleep on the bed together. All 6 of us. Yes, and all 6 of us sleep on the bed together. And yeah, it's amazing. It's fun. I love it. That's my favorite part, is sleeping with them. So it's a great thing. So this was like the first night too, and it was so cute, you guys. Gosh, she just took to Tim, and you know, Tim loves them all, and so we were so like, we were grinning and everything else. And looking at, she went on his shoulder like a parrot and just laid there. It was so darn cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. It was just like, this is so worth it. But so aggravating, but it's so worth it. Oh, it's so aggravating, it's so worth it. Because it's just like, it's just constant. It's constant work. There's like, it's constant work. And that's hard. Because bulldogs are supposed to lay down all day and sleep and everything else. And not these ones. These ones decide that they want to bark all day long. They want to bark all day long. They want to bark at squirrels. They want to bark at the crows. They want to bark at the neighbors that they hear their dogs in the backyard. They run all day long from one room to the next, barking, barking, barking. Oh my goodness, you guys. Holy crud. It is a lot. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. Too funny. Too crazy. My household is chaos. And it really is. It's chaos. And I know this. And, you know. But I have nobody who comes over. It's just me. But, yeah. Oh, man. I pulled that up. I didn't want to pull that up. But I'm assuming I wanted it here. So I'm going to do this. I just wish they were a little bit better behaved as far as like Talwyn, she'll decide that she hates that I left her, so she'll pee on this. My parents went to Florida, and they went to Florida to Walt Disney World, and my mom loves Universal Studios in Florida, so that's what they mainly go for. And she has decided that she hates when I leave, so she'll pee on the bed. We have waterproof coverings. We have everything. We have waterproof pillowcase. We have I mean, we're situated for them. We are. And so we don't live like pigs or anything else. So we don't have, you know, we don't have bad things. So we don't have a mattress that looks completely gross or anything. No, we have waterproof coverings. We invested that when we first started adopting babies and stuff. So it's just what you have to do when you adopt, because they usually don't come potty trained, because if they're, you know, in the shelter, they're usually not well behaved. So, or not, you know, not well behaved. I don't mean like that. I mean like more like they're not trained, because they're not, you know, loved and catered to. If you loved your puppy, they wouldn't be in the shelter. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah. So it's been so she decides to pee. So now we have to keep her out of the bed, and unless we want it, we change our sheets every 3 days. Our sheets get changed and pillowcases get washed and changed every 3 days. And I'll write something on that little tag. But look at them. That's them sleeping. So cute. And yeah, so it's just, it's what we do, right? It's what we do as a parent, either in any form, and that's what we do. And I don't regret it, but I do wish that they were a little bit better than what they are. I do wish that, because it would make life so much easier if we could just let them roam. You know, like we have fences. They can't go into the library. They can't go in the library because Anvil decided that she wanted to eat the house. And so she ate a lot of important stuff that was in there. And I was afraid she was going to eat the library itself. So now we have gates up. So now they can't go in there. So they don't have free reign of all the house. They have, you know, they have, I mean, it's a big house, so they have plenty of room, but the library, no, you know, the bedrooms they can't go into, doors are shut and that kind of thing if we're not home. So because and this, plus it's for her safety, because she will eat the house. So she has literally eaten the windowsills. We have come home to the windowsills that we had just, you know, got new windows and everything else. And so Tim built windowsills. Yeah, those are all eaten. So there is no windowsills. So all the corners are eaten. And let me tell you this, we get BarkBox every single month. BarkBox comes to our house, and I spend about $125 in toys every month. And that's like no joke, because they love them. And so, you know, they're our children, so we spoil them. So we spend that much money on getting toys because they love it. And so you can imagine, we started getting them, so it's been about 2 years since we've been getting BarkBox. And you're talking at least a minimum of 10 toys a month. So they have a ton of toys to play with. They have no excuse to eat the house. But they also love to eat the bins that the toys are in also. So yeah, so nothing is sacred in our house. Nothing is off limits. It's just chaos. It really is. So it's just, yeah, so can you imagine? I mean, sometimes I wish I drank at home. So, you know, I'm like, let me just pop something open here because I just need to sit down and just, yeah. So, but it's just funny because they're probably the worst we've ever had. Those two back there, they're the worst. And these two are the best. And they just look at them like, what are you doing? Like, who are you? And, oh gosh. So, yeah, they're the worst we've ever had. But, you know, they are. And speaking of, you know, we got Kit Kat at a year old. Because if you remember, Mama, she was the mama of Kit Kat, and so this is our second set of mom-daughter team, and so yeah, Mama and Kit Kat, they were 5 and 1, and Kit Kat ate the couch. We went on vacation and we left, you know, the kids I was telling you about. But anyways, the Tim's nieces, we paid them to babysit, and we came home and they had eaten our brand new leather couch. Kit Kat did. And it was just like, okay, lovely. So yeah, so this is not our first anarchy in our household, but it is sure more, because Kit Kat grew out of it, and these guys have not. So it has been funny. It is just funny living at my house. And Cheyenne likes to get them all riled up, and then she leaves. It's just a pain in the butt. So I'm like, nice child. So yeah, but they love her, and they love chasing her because she loves running down the hallway with them, and so she kind of wears them out for us. But she does rile them up. Oh my gosh. So this is Talwin. So I have Talman's name right here, but look, isn't she cute? They're really, really cute, you guys. They're really, really cute. But they came to us with herniated hernias. And the hernias, they were about that size on Anvil, which is the mom. So it was huge. She came with the baby hernia, which was about this size. So, and I guess they had butchered her because she had about 2 litters, and she had at least 1 litter. And granted, you guys, they're 2 and 3 years old, so they were already overbred when we got them. That's why they had hernias, because they were overbred, and they had butchers as C-sections. So the vet is suspecting that she was opened up with just somebody like me and you opening her up and pulling out the puppies and then stitching her back up. So that's what they're suspecting of her. But she was, so she has a good life now. Don't worry, she's awesome. She has a good life. So, but yeah, so they were abused, and it's sad. It really is sad, and you know, what can you do but love them? But either way, they had hernias. But I guess she ended up getting fixed because she ended up having the big old hernias, but she was not fixed. So what ended up happening is the vet took the hernias out, but also spayed Talwin. So they're all spayed and everything else, so they're all good. But yeah, oh my gosh, you guys, tell ya, he's 2 and 3 years old and have lived a horrible life up until now. This is our favorite sushi place. So I had a lunch date with Cheyenne, so it was great. Is this layout coming out so cute, you guys? Okay, so and right now, like I said, I have my colonoscopy, so I'm actually at prep time right now, but I have not had any well, I've had a little bit of success, but not too much, so I'm kind of worried about that. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do another procedure because I didn't get cleaned out good enough. So I'm worried. So please cross your fingers for me that everything went good if I don't upload this tonight. So, you guys, oh, my body is so stupid. It really is. But anyways, okay, and then, yeah, so I have that going on. So yeah, so I have my procedure tomorrow. Yeah, I'm just not looking forward to that. As far as like like I said, the procedure itself doesn't hurt, but I'm worried about the whole not being able to see, to being too muddied up. So that sucks, and it's just not worth it, you know. So let's see, but anyways, and then this morning I woke up and, you know, I looked out, I was like, wait, why don't we have any water pressure? And I'm like, this is kind of weird. And I was like, not thinking too much about it. And then I went to the kitchen and I happened to look outside and I'm like, what is all that water? I'm like, that seems like an awful lot of water coming out of the street. I'm like, where's it coming from? So then I'm like, I think that's coming from our water main. And I'm like, of course it would be, because Tim's at work, you know, my husband's at work. He's been at work for a few days, so I'm like, oh gosh. So I put him on FaceTime, and I said, dude, we have a problem. And he's like, oh man. And I'm like, yeah. And so he doesn't work in he works in the town we live in, but he's not in our district. Where we are at is a different district. So he's like, okay, well, let me call, you know, one of the coworkers is a plumber, and he's our plumber, and so he's a firefighter, and so, but he had an emergency at his daughter's house, and so he's like, and I was like, wait a minute, I have prep time. I have prep today. I need my bathroom. I'm like, okay, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. And Tim's like trying not to, you know, Tim's trying not to panic too for me. And then he called up the other coworker, and who owns his own business. And most of the older guys, pretty much all the older guys, have second incomes. And so, yes, so he calls them, and they weren't answering. So he's like, oh man. And so he goes, I'll go up there, because he needed to turn off the water main. And so he had to come up here because nobody else was available. And then, it was like, oh man. And so I'm like, okay, don't panic. It's going to get fixed today. Don't worry. Don't worry. Is it our side, or is it the cities? And yeah. It's the cities, or no, it wasn't the cities. It was our part of the dang broken pipe was us. I'm like, of course it was us. I'm like, oh darn it, couldn't have been the city's fault or the county's fault. So, oh gosh, you guys. So, yeah. So that ended up happening today. But Tim told our plumber, you know, friend, that he's like, Mandy has a colonoscopy tomorrow and she has to do the prep. Is there any way you can try and get there today? And he's all, yeah, no. I'll get there trying by lunchtime. So he came, he did it, he fixed it. My little hero. So, oh my gosh, you guys, talk about like, oh, thank gosh, you know. So, yeah. And of course, you know, I haven't had any bathroom, needed the bathroom that much. So I'm like, oh gosh, you know, come on, body. And, yeah, so, oh gosh, but, you know, so now we have a bill. We have a bill, and I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want to know how big it is, because he was going to text him the bill, and I was like, I don't want to know what it is. We already have enough bills, you know, with buying the car and everything else, and I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it is. So, I just bury my head in the sand. So, but I'm doing this that way I could talk to you guys. So forgive me that it's so like tedious and boring, but it's because I want to talk to you guys. So, let me say thank you to Shanda and to Christina Folk and Barbara Hayes. Thank you, ladies, for leaving me comments. So, and thank you for leaving me comments, especially because I fumbled that whole video. So, that was a pretty darn good one. So, alrighty guys, I think I did it. So, simple title card, but I used the, what's it called? Yeah, Pretty Paper Studios. It matched perfectly. So I was like, okay. So, oh gosh, you guys, my stomach's going, and I have that taste of that stupid lemon lime stuff in my throat. Oh, I don't feel good. And then my sugar dropped to 60, and I'm like, okay, but you can't eat, so it's like, well, just, suck it up, buttercup. So I'm like, been like having hot flashes all day. I'm like 60, and then mostly got to a 79, so I'm like, I'm ready to eat tomorrow. Feed me. All right, guys, what do you think? I love it. I love this layout so much, so I'm so glad. This is week 42. We got more to go. We got more to do. All right, guys, take care. I love you guys. Big hugs, big loves. We'll see y'all later. Bye.